It's the Subway NFL post-game show here on CBSSports.com, and 10 minutes and 4 seconds into the first quarter, Brett Favre hit Greg Jennings for touchdown pass number 421 in his career. He went on to throw number 422, and the Packers beat the Vikings 23-16 to get to 4-0 on the season. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz alongside NFL.com's Pat Kirwan with you, breaking down the Packers and the Vikings and the NFC North and the upside-down division that it is right now, because the Packers are 4-0, the Bears just 2-2, the Lions 3-1. We'll get to that game on a different segment, but Brett Favre passed Dan Marino for the all-time touchdown mark on this day, on this game. History was set September 30th. Put this into perspective.
Well, Brett does say that winning these games is more important than records. Guess what? I believe him. I think Dan Marino was the same way. So he went out there and he knows he's got a chance, because at the end of the day, Brett Favre doesn't really want to keep playing if he doesn't have a chance to go to the playoffs. And those records are going to come by staying on the field. And he wouldn't stay on the field if he couldn't get to the playoffs. Right now, they look like a playoff team, but they're not in balance.
We'll get to that in one sec. Favre now with 2 consecutive games without an interception, and he's now 4-1 his last 5 at Minnesota. But you hit on that, the imbalance of this team. They still can't run the football. They tried a little bit more today, but this is not a running football team.
No,
do people take them as a playoff contender now? Can you take them as a playoff?
You have to, because of the way Brett's played. He distributed the ball to 10 different receivers, so that's the problem. The problem isn't trying to figure out, are they going to run or are they going to pass? They're going to average 40 to 45 passes a game. They hit 45 today. I said in the pregame show on Thursday, look for about 15 runs. I wasn't trying to be funny. 15 real running plays were called in this game. There's where the imbalance is. You're going to get against some good secondaries with good pass rushes. Brett Favre beats the blitz. That's the one thing that shows up every week. If you go after this guy, he sees it and the ball's out of his hand. He rarely gets blitzed. I was just looking at the numbers for the first 3 weeks. There's not a lot there for a defensive coordinator to say, let's go after him. So now you start playing coverage. Brett's got to be looking for the running game in the next 2 weeks. Going to be some big opportunities he needs to take advantage of.
What he may be a little wary of is they were trying to run the clock out against Minnesota.
Right.
And they fumbled the football, giving the Vikings one last chance in this game. But this Vikings offense against this Packers defense, it wasn't even close. They have 1 touchdown the last 22 possessions as this Vikings offense.
And the Vikings had to settle for field goals the first 3 times they're in scoring range. And you're going to lose games, as they always say. Field goals don't beat touchdowns. But when you look inside this, there's things to be encouraged about down the road. This is a team, there's a very good Packer defense, and they ran the ball for 7 yards a carry. I can't answer your question why they didn't keep going with it. The game was close enough to keep running.
And keep going with it, that being Adrian Peterson. Had over 100 yards in the first half, and he finished with 112. When you look at Kelly Holcomb, when you look at this team going forward, they were competitive in this game, but I don't think you really looked at this game and said the Vikings have a shot to win when you actually watched it.
This was a bad matchup for the Vikings. The way the Vikings really win games right now and stay in games is the opponent continues to run the ball and they stop the run and get them in bad situations. There was no intent by the Packers to do it. You'll see the Vikings play better against other teams. The guy who flashed to me today was Rice, the receiver. He showed me some things down the field as a seam route runner, as a route runner, catching the football, that I think that the Vikings can build on.
Sidney Rice, the second-round pick for Minnesota, and he, with the first-round pick, Adrian Peterson, they have some future talent there. They got to get someone to throw them the football.
And they need to protect the quarterback. There were 4 sacks today.
Holcomb got hit left and right in this game. So we'll see how that goes. The Packers 4-0 for the first time since an 8-game winning streak for the first time since they won the Super Bowl. So
and they're giving up about 13 or 14 points a game in this 8-game winning streak. A lot to be impressed with. And they are going to end up playing the Cowboys not too far off.
That is not too far away. That'll be a heck of a game because the Cowboys are also undefeated. And for more on that game, be sure to check out another segment here on CBSSports.com or all over the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.